Hello everybody and welcome to the Phoenix Raceway for the 34th race of our 2003 NR2003 season, the second race in a round of 8 in the Winston Cup playoffs as we are green and underway here in Phoenix. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the pole, looking to climb his way back into contention for the championship 4, currently 29 below the cut line in 8th. He leads the way, Jimmie Johnson second, Ryan Newman third. Of course, Newman only 8 points below the cut line after him and Dale Jr. both wrecked out early at Atlanta, as did Johnson and Gordon. Those are 4 of the best cars at the start of the last race. Now they're here inside the top 10. Phoenix, of course, Jr. and Newman trying to point their way back into contention for a championship 4 position at the cutoff race. Of course, next episode at Rockingham Speedway. See who gets it done there. But so far, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will lead the opening lap of racing here in Phoenix, trying to find his way into the championship 4. Can he do it? We will find out. Meanwhile, look throughout the pack here. Robbie Gordon struggling right at the back with Kevin Harvick, Terry Labonte, Kenny Wallace running about mid-pack. He's trying to make a run at a playoff spot in the Final Four. He's had an incredible run, go all the way here to the round of 8. Barely surviving the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, has made it this far, and he's doing a whale of a job so far. But at the front is Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading over Jimmie Johnson, who's now under fire from Ryan Newman for a second, but Dale Jr. leads early in Phoenix. And now on to lap 8. Robbie Gordon is DNF'd out of the race. The 31, Robbie Gordon, one of our championship contenders. So he started this race plus above the cut line in 4th of the championship 4 now. The first car out will DNF in dead last. 42nd here in Phoenix is going to be detrimental to Robbie Gordon's playoff hopes, as he will now most likely have to have a really good run at Rockingham if he wants to advance to the next round. Of course, with Dale Jr. leading, that definitely is not good for Robbie. But so Robbie Gordon out of the race here in Phoenix. Dale Jr. leads the way 10 laps in. And now later on lap 11, the lap car Mike Skinner holding up a bunch of cars back here. He's destroyed, probably involved in the wreck that took out Robbie Gordon. Behind there was Terry Labonte around, another championship contender with problems. Terry Labonte spins and he gets hit hard by Steve Park and Craven. Into the wall they go. And Terry Labonte is now crashed. Now that is 2 championship contenders who have crashed early here at Phoenix. Robbie Gordon out of the race. Terry Labonte heavily damaged after this crash on lap 11. The playoff drama already going crazy as Robbie Gordon and Terry Labonte, they came in 4th and 5th on the playoff grid, now both crashing early here in Phoenix. Robbie Gordon out, Terry Labonte heavily damaged. Of course, Robbie Gordon, Steve Park, innocent bystanders collected in the incident. Just nothing there. Meanwhile, back to front, Junior continues to lead, and when Dale Earnhardt Jr. will continue to lead on to lap number 16 over Jimmie Johnson, Ryan Newman. Top 3 stays the same. You got the slow lappers of Skinner and Steve Park on the inside lane now that these guys have to deal with. Here is Junior trying to hold off Jimmie Johnson, trying to maintain that lead. Jimmy putting some pressure on him, but Junior holds it for now. Down the back straightaway, driving away with the race lead. Now we look to see what chaos Mike Skinner is causing again as these lap cars just, they've been a problem. Behind Greg Biffle gets turned head on the outside wall. A horrible crash for Greg Biffle. Jamie McMurray involved as well. 2 rookies in a hard crash here in Phoenix. A just terrible hit there for the 16 of Biffle. Watch as he gets direct head on the outside wall. A huge hit for Biffle, and then McMurray, nowhere to go, slides right into him. You know, he's the one who sent him up there, and they both get cleaned up. See here, Billy actually bumps McMurray right down to Biffle, sends him head on the outside wall. A hard lick for Biffle. McMurray goes sliding to the outside wall, but he will be able to continue on. But Biffle destroyed, done for the day here in Phoenix. Now watch Stewart and Harvick, the lap guys. These guys give. Oh man, Jeremy Mayfield just got shoved in the fence by top line. Luckily they all save and avoid crashing even further here. When the caution comes out, Dale Jr. stealing now. Jimmie Johnson in the lead, with 2 to go in stage 1. Kurt Busch second, Mikey Waltrip third, and Dale Jr. is there in 4th, still in position to get a solid 7 stage points and continue to chip away at that gap to the cut line. This will put him from -29 now to only -22. Put him back in the mix where you can definitely point his way into Rockingham. But Jimmie Johnson will take the last out of stage 1, the lead here in Phoenix, looking for another stage win. Of course, he won New Hampshire a couple of episodes ago, and that first he won the play. That was the playoff opener. He got the win there in New Hampshire, and it's been run very fast these last couple of races, but just hasn't had the finishes he's wanted due to crashes, you know, mechanical failures, all kinds of stuff. It's just done Jimmy. And Steve Park holding him up though. Jimmy trying to hang on here over Kurt Busch for the stage win. Kurt Busch looking for the move to the inside. Good run out of time as he tossed the yellow commando back to the line. Jimmie Johnson wins stage 1 here in Phoenix, followed by Kurt Busch, Michael Waltrip, Dale Jr., Newman, Kenseth Burton, which is Jeff Burton, the Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin, and Bill Elliott, your top 10 of the stage. So Newman and Earnhardt, championship contenders, getting big-time stage points. That will help them out a lot. Now into lap 73, a squeeze here, Reigns, Mike Wallace, Rusty Wallace, and around goes to 09. Mike Wallace sideways, spinning into the wall with Rusty Wallace, Tony Reigns. Caution will come out, although they save it. No one completely goes around, everyone saves it. We stay green, and we continue on here in Phoenix. Back at the front of the field, it is still Dale Earnhardt Jr. now, who's back in the race lead. Mark Martin second. So Jr. continues to lead here in Phoenix on stage number 2. Now further behind us, Jamie McMurray gets turned a few laps later. McMurray gets turned to the inside wall by Kenny Wallace. He wipes out, and Tony Raines also comes out of the smoke spinning as well on lap 70. Both Raines and McMurray go crashing to bring out the caution. See, Tony Raines get dumped right there by Tony Stewart, and that brings out the caution here in Phoenix. McMurray and Tony Raines both being spun into the inside wall. That'll put an end to Jamie Mack's day, but I believe Tony Raines will continue on. These playoff drivers trying to negotiate the lap traffic back at the front. Kurt Busch now your race leader here in Phoenix, trying to get his second win of the season. But he will lead the way here on lap 85. It is now Mike Skinner once again. Slow lap car squeeze in the middle. Gets turned into Jeff Burton. We got lap cars going to run to the wall. There goes Steve Park around Andretti to the fence. Jimmy Spencer, Kyle Petty gets clipped. They all save it once again. Another miraculous save by the pack here. But the caution will come out nonetheless. Joe Nemechek going through the grass. And so we have another caution here at Phoenix. And we're starting to turn into a wreck fest. Kurt Busch leads over his Roush teammate of Matt Kenseth here. Roush had been running really well. He got Kenseth, Kurt Busch, and Mark Martin all in the top 5 right now. But now Sterling Marlin leads on lap 90 as Dale Jarrett and Derek Cope are now out of the race. And so now Marlin leading, trying to get his first win of the 03 season after a very strong 2-2 campaign. Trouble behind us into the wall goes Schrader and Sadler. What is happening here in Phoenix? Chaos breaking out right off of the restart. Like Skinner got into Kenny Schrader, turned him, and slid right up into Elliott Sadler, who got cleaned out into the outside wall hard for Schrader. Collects Elliott Sadler, who had nowhere to go. Was having a decent run today, but now in trouble right there as they just got squeezed together. And in the wall, 3 of them go, bringing out the caution. Sadler, Schrader, and Skinner, triple S's right there, all go around. Now, meanwhile, we got a whole bunch of playoff guys going on the apron. In trouble, there's John Andretti around, and Kenny Wallace gets slammed up in the air by Kurt Busch. A huge crash with massive playoff implications here in Phoenix. Kenny Wallace is in it. Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon is involved. Look at how high Kenny Wallace's bumper is in the air as he gets destroyed by Kurt Busch. As it all started when Ryan Newman turned the 43 of John Andretti around here. As they were trying to avoid the whole incident up there, the Newman slides up, clips Andretti, turns him around. Andretti then slides up the track. Kenny Wallace bumps into the 7 of Spencer. Then he hits Andretti, and then boom, Kurt Busch lays the boom down on Kenny Wallace. So Jeff Gordon slams Ryan Newman. Now the 24 is destroyed, which he cannot afford either, as Gordon also entered this race below the playoff cut line, as did Kenny Wallace after some tough running at the round opener at Atlanta. And now Kenny Wallace destroyed by the bumper of Kurt Busch. So Kurt Busch, one of the best cars all day, done for the day. Kenny Wallace, done for the day. One of our championship contenders of the hard crash now behind the Dallas. There's more trouble. Michael Walters around. Kenny Wallace is spinning to Johnny Benson there in the inside wall. And all hell is breaking loose here at Phoenix. Absolute bedlam. I see, watch from Jeff Gordon back here after the initial wreck. See, he clips Ryan Newman back there. That gets him some big damage, actually. It was a lot harder hit than it looked. That destroyed the front end of Gordon's car, and then he was running here down the front stretch up here. Kenny Wallace gets turned by Johnny Benson, spins Mikey around. Then Kenny goes flying down the track into Benson, and hard to the inside wall goes Kenny Wallace. Big damage to Johnny Benson. Somehow, Earnhardt and Gordon both avoid him. And now back at the front of the field, Sterling Marlin leads after a huge crash that officially knocks out Kenny Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, and Michael Waltrip from this race. So 2 championship contenders, Gordon and Kenny Wallace out. Sterling Marlin will win stage 2 here as you go green, followed by Harvick, Ward, Burton, Mears, Green, Nemechek, Petty, Raines, Burton, and Nady the top 10. So Sterling Marlin will win stage 2 here. 9 stage points for Harvick. That's huge for his hopes. That will help him out a lot. So far it is Kenny Wallace, Jeff Gordon, and Robbie Gordon, the 3 playoff drivers out of this race, and will most likely be below the cut line after this race. Not the way they wanted to have it go. And disastrous their hopes. Tough for Kurt Busch, Michael Waltrip getting out as well, as they had a lot of good runs going today. They had fast cars. Now here Ryan Newman turns Jimmy Johnson around. Jack Sprague as well. Sorry, no, Jason Leffler as well. They save it once again. Another incredible save by the pack there. Kenseth gets put in the wall. Newman almost goes down pit road, but he emerges back out of the racetrack safely. But a big crash right there. Jimmy Johnson, very lucky. A very close wreck of points right there. Now here on that trouble, Elliott Sadler around again into Joe Nemechek. Into the outside wall they both go. Here on lap 109, they will crash in another caution. Here in an absolute demo derby here in Phoenix. Everyone else trying to emerge on the track. Cars going everywhere, left and right, wiggling around. All kinds of chaos breaking out. Marlin continues to lead. Now on to just 2 to go here in Phoenix. Sterling Marlin leads this race looking to get his first win in what's been a pretty abysmal season here after a Championship 4 appearance last season in 2002. 2003 he's trying to get a win to have a positive end to the season. So a tough year for him. As here he is, white flag, final lap, so One Bank at Phoenix for Sterling Marlin. About to get his first win in the 2003 season. He'll be coming here at Phoenix, and it will be a solid end to the season for him. Get a win. Hopefully he can turn it around next season into better finishes, as Mark Martin's back there in second trying to chase him down, but I believe Mark Martin is going to run out of time here. So 3 and 4 for the final time in Phoenix. Sterling Marlin is going to get his first win of the season as he wins in Phoenix. Mark Martin, your runner-up. Matt Kent's at third. Jimmy Johnson fourth. Ryan Newman rounds your top 5. Then Jeff Burton comes home sixth. So great run for Newman in fifth. Then Ricky Rudd in seventh. Leffler eighth. Tony Stewart ninth. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. rounds out your top 10 in a huge day for his hopes. A crucial points day for Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting that top 10 finish. Him, Stewart, and Newman, all the playoff contenders who finished inside the top 10. Stewart should be very comfortable with the cut line as long as there's, like, he doesn't crash out of Rockingham. I believe he should advance to the championship 4, no issue. See the race results on the left side of your screen. And a long list of DNFs from a wild one here in Phoenix. And we see the updated playoff grid heading into the cutoff at Rockingham momentarily. Now you get to the playoff grid. Of course, Tony Stewart's just comfortably above the cut line, plus 48. Newman, plus 38. Harvick, plus 29. Those three, as long as there's no new winner and they don't crash out, I think those three are fine. Pretty much locks in the championship 4. But Terry Labonte sits on the playoff cut line, just 9 points above Dale Earnhardt Jr., who gains 20 in a crucial race at Phoenix. So it will be basically Terry Labonte versus Dale Jr. on that bubble battle. I mean, Robbie Gordon only out by 13 points. He can still point his way in, as can Jeff Gordon, who's 16 points out. But those guys are going to need some help if they want to weasel their way into the championship 4 after Rockingham. And then the 83 of Kenny Wallace, minus 35 points below cut line in 8th. If he wants the unbelievable Cinderella story miracle to continue, he will have to win at Rockingham to transfer the championship 4 for Kenny Wallace. But that is unlikely, so we'll see how that happens. So him and both Gordons and Dale Jr. sit below the cut line, trying to unseat Terry Labonte, and the others heading to Rockingham, the cutoff next episode. Until then, I hope you all have a good one.